Just got to figure out how to get across this field that's full of bullocks. I don't like bullocks. And one of them's giving me evils. Hello folks, back out again. Excuse the wind noise because it's a fairly open field here and it blows across the plains, as they say. Right, I haven't detected in this field before. I've had the permission for quite a while, but obviously it's had crops in over summertime, so now it's been harvested and it's due to be worked again next week, so I need to be in it and get it done quickly really. It's quite a biggish field, so there's no way I'm going to get it all covered anyway. I've dug a few bits of crap so far and I've just had my first reasonable signal here, so let's show you what we've just dug up. So just below the surface, half an inch, and I think we've got a coin. Unfortunately it's quite a toasted one. I think I can just make out an outline of a bus there. Might be a George II, although certainly can't say that with any conviction, but that's my best guess so far. Probably give it a bit of wire wool later on when I get home. It's pretty much toasted anyway, there's nothing to lose really, is there? So if it is, that's sort of mid 1700s thereabouts, if it is that. Right, that's my first reasonable find of the day. Another 21 signal down here, only a tiny little item. It's a little fella. It's a very small round button with a hollow back. I don't know how old that would be. If anybody has a better idea than I do, some idea at all, that would be helpful. Thank you. Well, I've dug a couple of signals. Last bit of video. One was looks like a lock plate, a lock cover, probably not very old, I'm guessing Victorian, and a little, just had this out just now, little tomback button, complete with shank. I think most of the finds in this field probably are going to be, I would think, Victorian, possibly Georgian. I've never found anything particularly old in these fields around the farmhouse, but saying that, when I've just about first started coming down here, across the other side of the road which is behind me, I did make a very lucky find rather, and that was two parts to a Bronze Age rapier, so that was quite a good find. That, I mean, it was luck, pretty much pure luck, so I'm not expecting anything else like that, to be fair, so we'll just keep going and see what we can turn up anyway. Well, we've got a little signal here that I've got to dig, about 1920-ish. I've had a few buttons and a couple of bridle rings, harness rings, so there's all sorts in the ground here, tarpaulin rings as well. So I'll give this a dig and see what it is. Well, once I'd flipped the soil out, it kind of went a bit jumpy, a bit iffy. I think I can see it there. I think that's it there. Oh, now then, have I got a spindle wall? Oh. I think I have. Excellent find. I've only had one of these before, possibly two. There's one in a couple of videos ago. It was a tiny little thing. I wasn't sure what it was. Could have been Roman, I'm not sure. This probably isn't that old. Excuse me. Yeah, fairly plain looking, that one, but that's oh, that's great. Great, a little bit of history there. I mentioned before, I just love finding artifacts. Yeah, that's great. Great with that. Happy with that. Oh dear, I think I need some dinner and a cup of coffee. I've got a high pitch signal down here. Where's it gone? 24, 26. Yeah, very high pitched tones. Could be modern junk, or it might be something interesting. Let's dig it out and have a look. Well, the display on the Nox was telling me it was quite deep, you know, about 20 centimetres or so. Well, not particularly deep, is it? But turns out it was probably quite shallow, actually. So it must be something fairly small, I reckon. If I turn this way, you get more light on it, but it also gets a bit more wind noise on the microphone. Right, I haven't found it now. I'm sure it was out. Where is it? Oh. My pinpointer's playing up. I don't know what's. There's something loose inside. It's rattling. It's doing it again. It's not the batteries. I only changed them 2 trips ago. Right, so it's about here somewhere. Blooming washer. God, they give cracking signals, those. Right. Right, I've just had a 1920 signal down here. Eventually found it. The pinpointer's not helping me, and it's stuck in this lump of soil here. Looks, whatever it is, it looks battered, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks well battered. Not great. Not so good. Maybe it's a coin or a button, to be fair. Yeah. It's thin. Can't. Oh, actually, I don't know. I don't know if that's just. I don't know if I'm imagining it, but could that be a profile of a bust there? I don't know. I think it might be a coin. Yeah, it looks like I can see 2 ones there, I think. Is it 2? Yeah, it could be a George II. Yeah, it's another very warm one. It's similar to that one I found earlier on, isn't it? So, possibly a George II. If it is, sort of 1750-ish. Right, it's another one for the wire wool, I think, I'm afraid. Right, it's a find anyway. Right, we've got a really high pitch signal here, 2930. Not far from that last signal. I'm actually near an old derelict barn. Quite a small one, but I think I remember the farmer telling me there used to be a couple of other buildings here close to this barn. So yeah, there could be all sorts on the ground. Probably not that old though. Right, let's see what this is going to be. Is it crap or is it good? Hello? Oh, now then. Now then, what do we have here? Well, there's Britannia. Quite a thick, chunky coin. It's got a serrated edge on it. I think I might need my specs on for this one. Ah, possibly a George III, this one. Right, I'll just get my specs and I'll bring you back in again. Just a moment. Right, we're giving it a wash, and yep, looks like a George III. Excuse me. I don't know if is that a halfpenny? I think it might be a halfpenny. But I could just make out a date on it, and it's 1791. That's great, because these coins, these George III's for me, don't usually have this much detail on. So yeah, that's a good little find, that. Brilliant. I'll put it in tin. Well, I've had another really high-pitched, screechy sort of signal. I'm half expecting it to be tin or something, you know, like an alloy can or something, but it's not. I've just kicked the soil out and flattened it down with my foot, and I can see it in the ground here. Looks like another coin. Can't see a lot on it, to be fair. I think that's Britannia. Looks very similar to the previous George III coin. Yeah, that's Britannia. Can't see a lot on the front of it. Which way up is it? That's Britannia, so it'll be that way, won't it? Oh, I think I can just make out a bust. Yeah, looks like another George III, I think. I'll just give it a splash of water. Yeah, this one's a bit more of a mess compared to the previous one. There's a bit of detail on it, but not much. It looks the same. I think it's another George III. I doubt if I get a date off this one. There's Britannia. Yeah, that side seems to be in better condition than the other side, but I can just make out a bust. So it's going to be a similar age, isn't it? Late 1700s, possibly early 1800s just. Right, it's another find anyway. Excellent. Well, these three items were all giving very similar signals to those George III coins. So I've got a bit of aluminium there, that look of it. Some sort of alloy there, I don't know what that is. And a great big piece of lead. I'm wondering if these couple of items here could actually have been from the buildings that used to be here. I wonder if that was something to do with a window or something. Yeah, so definitely been activity here, but there's a lot of junk in the ground as well. It's not just coins or buttons. So once again, another really scratchy signal and high tones. 5 inches deep, maybe thereabouts, and it's another coin back, look at it. Looking very similar again to the other couple of George coins. Yeah, there's Britannia. That looks like another, oops, that does look like another George III. I'm very close to this barn. I would show it, but I don't want to make it obvious to anybody, perhaps local, who might know where I am. Yeah, George III. I think these are half pennies, aren't they? Right. So late 1700s, well 1790-ish, 1800-ish, thereabouts. Well, that's three of those now. Great stuff. Let's see if I can find any more. And you just know, don't you? I've just cursed it by saying that. Excuse the wind noise, folks. What's this, guys? Just dug up a little 13 signal. It's a little bit of lead, a little sort of cube of lead. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, it might be a coin weight or something, but there are no markings on it at all. Not that I can see. It's not. It's slightly crudely made. So I don't know. It may be junk, or it could be something. Possibly a gaming piece, I suppose. Right. Any suggestions, please do let me know. All help appreciated. Well, I've had a few buttons today, and I think I might have another one here. This one rang in at between 15 and 17, so it's a bit lower than the other ones. The other ones are a fair bit higher. I think it's a button. Is it a button? Yeah. Yeah, it's just a button. Another tomback button. I had one a few minutes ago, but I didn't video that one. Yep. Nice old button. Well, we just had a 23 up to 25 signal, and we've got another coin. Again, it's very warning. I think I can just see a bus there, and I think it could be a nose there. I think it's facing right. If you can see that in the video. So, I don't know. Could be, I suppose, one of the Georges again, to guess, but yeah, I can't make out what that is really. I'm guessing. Right, it's another coin anyway. We'll carry on. A 17-ish signal thereabouts. I've got another coin. This is more recent, this one. Oh, that's not a bad condition actually. Is it George V? Yeah, George V. Must be a halfpenny. Oh, that's quite nice actually. Yeah. Halfpenny 1917. That's in good condition, that. Yeah, quite possibly one of the nicest ones I've found, one of the cleanest ones anyway. These coin signals are puzzling me a bit today because some of them are really jumpy, really scratchy. I don't know whether it's something to do with the soil they're in or the way they're laid in the ground, but they're not your typical coin signals. You know, normally you can tell, can't you? You get a nice round signal from either direction. Well, often you do, not always. But these are really jumpy. So anyway, yeah, that's a nice little find. Another George. It seems to be a day of Georges. I had a 16-17 signal down here, 5 or 6 inches deep, and we've got a pistol ball. Not very well made really, is it? I'm pretty sure it's not a fishing weight. I can't see anybody fishing out here. We're landlocked, middle of nowhere. Yeah, I think that's where the sprue would have been attached. I think. Yep, that's what I think it is. A pistol ball. Right, we've got a excuse me, good sounding signal here. Low to mid-20s. Let's see what it is. Right, I think it's out, but I can't see anything. Oh, there we are. It's a coin. Yep. Britannia again. Which way up is it? I think it's that way. That's another George. Yeah, looks like George III again. Great stuff. Yeah, definitely a coin day today. We got a signal here, mid-20s, a bit jumpy again, and it's out. Can you see it? It's just in there, look, looks like we've got a buckle. Yeah, nothing fancy, I think it's just off a horse harness. Yep. That's okay though, it's another find. Great. This little thing gave a good signal, 1920-ish, so coin-like. I don't know what it is. I thought it was a small button when I dug it up. But I mean, it looks plain, but it just looks a bit odd on the back. I don't know. Strange one, that. You probably can't see this in the distance, but just where my finger's pointing, there's a gate from the other field. And I was checking some old online maps, and apparently the boundary of this field used to run roughly from that gate all the way across here to where I am, and behind me to a fairly big tree. So this would have been the edge of the field, but I've just got a signal down here. It's 17, quite deep, it's 8 inches deep, and it's either a button or a coin. It's a bit bent. That's Yeah, it looks like Britannia on the back of it. It's definitely bent. That'll straighten out with a rubber mallet. A bit of welly. Is that Victoria? Yeah. Yeah, it's Victoria's, but worse for wear. It's Victoria, so what is that? Is that a halfpenny or is it a farthing? Oops. Which way up is it? That way. Can we see a date on it? 1887, I think, or 81, not sure. Right. So, right, okay then, I've got another coin, that's nice. First Victoria coin today. More been George's, I think, so far. Yep, right, a bit battered, but it's another coin. Oops. I've got to make tracks now. I'm cooking tea tonight, I think. I'm just got to figure out how to get across this field that's full of bullocks. I don't like bullocks. And one of them's giving me evils. Yep, I'm going to have to do a roundup from home, folks. Wish me luck. Stay away. I'm sure you'll all be glad to know that I made it through the field of bullocks. To be fair, they didn't bother me. They just disappeared down one end of the field, so I had a nice relaxed walk back. Right, let's show you the bits and pieces that we found. Here we have the junk, lots of it. Bits of piping, bits of lead, copper stuff, bullet casing, tarpaulin ring or a bearing, I'm not sure what that is actually. Yeah, tins, moo tubes and shotters as well, so yeah, the usual finds. And we have some buttons, tombacks, quite a biggish one there. Just a button with a broken shank there, but it's got a bit of fancy decoration to it. Little button there, another broken one, but again it's got some sort of decoration, if you can see that. Yeah. Oops. That looks like it might be quite an old button, that one. I'm guessing there though. Not really sure of these. And this little thing, I mentioned I thought it was a button. I mean, it may be some kind of button, but it's got an odd back on it. There's no shank, well, at least not in the middle, but there's something at the top there. Well, at one top edge. I'm not sure with that. It's small. These three coins are all toasted. Nothing on them at all. Victoria, whatever that is it a halfpenny? Could be a farthing, I'm not sure. George V. Halfpenny, yes, it's the same size as that, isn't it? And 1, 2, 3, George III's. I've given that one a little bit of wire wool. So I think these will be pennies. One of them I think was 1791 or 1794. I haven't done anything to these other two yet. They're the same coin again. So I think they're pennies. That I think is a George III, probably a halfpenny. Can't see a date on that, not at the moment anyway. And this one, I'm not sure what that is. It's very badly worn. Again, I've given it a bit of wire wool. I can't even make out if that is a bust and which way it's facing. Other side's completely gone. Yeah, so I'm not sure about that. So once again, folks, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing if you have. And it's great to see your comments below, so if you have a bit of spare time and fancy leaving a comment, please do. Catch you next time. Bye for now.